What's up, guys? Tumblin Muffins podcast, episode 3. We're back. And today we will be looking at.
And I'm Ben.
Whoops. Yep, I forgot about that.
I did that perfectly.
I'm just moving at hyper speed here. All right, I'm Noah. He's Ben, as he mentioned by interrupting me. Today we'll be ranking and discussing and talking about the top 15 draft picks in the NHL draft, and then also talking about a bunch of signings that happened, but we're going to try to go through that kind of quickly because our podcasts have been kind of long, haven't they, Ben?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you meant my name or B-E-E-N.
I know.
So
I said it and it was like, haven't they been? Wait, that could have been something else. But how have you been, Ben? How have you been, Ben?
Ben's been pretty good. I've been Ben, and then I've also been doing some Ben things.
Like
making cupcakes, hockey cupcakes.
Ah, there it is. That sounds good, actually. I didn't get any hockey cupcakes.
Yeah, because I just made them yesterday.
Yeah, that makes sense. I got a rubber stop sign thrown at my head.
Ah, so that's what that is.
Yeah, so anyone watching on YouTube, on the TheHockeyShaman YouTube channel, you'll see. That's where all the video recording of the Google Meet that we record this on is, and you'll see.
Not sponsored, by the way.
Oh no, Google will never sponsor me, but you can
Google
see.
Sucks.
Oh no, just because I have 15 subscribers, so.
No,
right there,
like,
yeah. I also got a haircut.
Sponsoring us because I flippin' hate Google.
I got a haircut too.
I shall never get one.
Yeah, I don't like having long hair. Other than that, I have a new. Our deck got torn down over the summer because we had the intent of building a new one, and it is now in full construction. All while I'm researching or doing school or editing YouTube videos. All while I'm doing that. Yep, exactly. So yeah, but I've released several videos on both of my channels. Let's take this time to plug the podcast, guys. If you are watching on the TheHockeyShaman YouTube channel, then make sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss me and Ben talking about random stuff when we run out of topics to talk about. It's going to be entertaining.
Or like Noah talking about hockey and me talking about random stuff.
Yeah, that sounds right. Or Ben talking about jerseys, which we will let him do today. There is one jersey to talk about today that we'll get into later. We'll get into it later. But also, if you are listening to the podcast on Spotify, Podcast Addict, or Stitcher, and it will soon be on other things, I just have to do that. But if you are listening on any of those 3 platforms, make sure to subscribe or follow the podcast. We have a ton of fun on here. Yeah. So you don't want to miss our fantasy hockey league we're starting up. So, guys, I will be setting this up, and the invite link will be in the description of the next episode, whether you're on YouTube or on any of the other platforms. So, guys, yeah, it'll be the invite link to the league will be in the description of next episode. So we upload because it's the off season. We're doing every 2 weeks on Fridays. And then when the season starts, we're going to go to every week, which could be a bit hectic as we always get behind on research. Like, it's an inevitable. So,
and if any of you guys try to take Trevor Van Riemsdyk from me, I will make sure you catch these hands.
He kind of has a love relationship with him. It's kind of weird, but we deal with it here.
This is the one who's like, char, 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 char.
At least he's on my team.
Okay.
Also,
Spurgeon.
Okay.
Probably going to be an assistant captain.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, and the Bruins done nothing this week. But anyway. we have some draft prospects to talk about. As I said, the top 15 picks in this year's draft, not necessarily the top 15 skill-wise, but we are going over the 16 through 31 along with some other interesting picks next week, and we'll add them to our ranking as we go. So next week, we're not going to talk about any signings. We're just going to talk about prospects because there's going to be a lot of prospects to talk about. And then the week after, we'll get into a ton of signings and stuff like that. And then we'll do some other stuff, maybe jersey stuff for Ben.
Yay.
So next podcast, they're kind of lined up. And then the podcast probably after that draft or after all the signings will be the fantasy hockey draft. So episode 6, we will be recording ourselves doing the entire draft, and it's gonna be insane. We'll be like talking about each pick and stuff like that after they're made, obviously. But like I said earlier, sign up for the fantasy hockey league. It'll be in the invite link will be in the description of the next episode, so make sure to listen to that. But for now, like I said, we have prospects to talk about. So how we're doing it is we each went on to a YouTube channel called Draft Dynasty, I think, but he might have changed his channel name. But anyway, he put out a ton of just awesome prospect review. So he went over all of their stuff. He played tons of clips for all of them. So you really should check out his channel, as that's where we got a lot of our information, by watching clips on his channel. So that is how we got most of our clip research. But then we also have our projected picks. So I found it's a fairly reliable source that had all of the picks, the top 100 picks anyway, ranked in there. So the projected picks you hear from them, and then you'll hear me and Ben's personal ranking, and then we'll discuss why we have them either so high or so low or different from the other. So now let's get into the first one, who obviously is Alexis Lafreniere. He went to the New York Rangers, projected pick number 1. We both have him ranked number 1. Ben, you want to say a couple words about Laffy?
About what had happened about 15 minutes ago?
Oh, no, about the actual player. I'm gonna mention that in the next player we discuss.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a really good player. He's scary good. He's actually like a physical player. People usually wouldn't think that the number 1 overall would be a really physical player, but he is. He really is.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's not afraid to get into the hard places. He'll get upset and he'll knock you out. Simple as that.
Maybe not knock you out, but he does get frustrated and take penalties. That's the one downside with him. Everything else, like, one of the things that astounds me about him is the passing he makes to, like, the area right in the middle of the attacking zone. Like, that's called the high danger area typically. And the passes he makes to that area are insane. He just has, like, he sees what no one else sees and does everything right. He's definitely the number 1 overall pick, franchise talent in my opinion, and honestly, not the next McDavid, but definitely a very high skill level.
All right, moving on to both of us have for number 2. Went at number 9 for my boys, Marco Rossi. He needs to work on shooting, though. He's good at shooting. It's his shooting that's good. He just needs a better range of it. He's not very physical.
No, he's pretty physical. Yeah.
Yes, he is. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Yep.
He is a setup man, but he is not afraid to take shots. Yeah, he's really the pretty good package there. And, yeah.
Yeah, so
no argument there.
We gotta stop saying yeah, but Rossi went number 9th to Minnesota. He was projected number 5 by the random article I chose. But honestly, he's so good. The only reason that he is below Lafreniere is because one, he's good at passing to the slot, like the high danger area, but not as good as Lafreniere, and then also he doesn't have as high of a hockey IQ because the phrase, like, honestly, Laffy is like hockey Einstein. Why did I make that analysis? But anyway,
I feel it would have been better if you said, considering the people who are listening to this are like our age and they might not know who Einstein is.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Einstein has been. We're not stupid.
Snoop Dogg.
Oh my gosh. But he's not smart.
He's street smart.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, Lafreniere he's a hockey genius. That's what I'm trying to say. And then Rossi, he's very smart, but he's not as smart as Lafreniere. And the way Rossi moves the puck is like almost the best in the draft. So definitely just a super pick. Like, he dropped to 9 because he's 5'9". I think that's why he dropped, but honestly, he should have gone top 3, top 5, like not top 9. But the next one, we actually have 2 different players ranked at 3. So for me, my number 3 overall is Tim Stützle. He went 3rd overall to the Ottawa Senators and was projected to go 3rd overall. Ben, his number 3 is Quinton Byfield. He went number 2 overall, projected number 2, and Ben had him ranked 3rd. I had Byfield 4th and Ben had Stützle 6th. So
I've got explaining to do. You don't have too much explaining to do.
Yeah,
yours is actually kind of acceptable.
So I'll go first and let you talk then. So for me, honestly, with Stützle, because I have Byfield number 4, and I think I just put Stützle before Byfield because Byfield just doesn't have anything wrong with his game, really. He's just so good. His shot is, in my opinion, the best in the draft. He is the best shot in the draft. He is so freaking fast. Like, you cannot. His skating is amazing. His stick handling, like, definitely more physical as well. Like, he doesn't play super physically, but the difference between Byfield and Stützle is that Byfield does not use his, like, he's 6'4" and he doesn't play physically at all. He doesn't finish hits, doesn't take the puck with it. But Stützle is 6 foot and he actually plays physically. Not a ton, but enough to make it so that Stützle definitely is higher than Byfield. Now, Ben had Byfield 3rd and Stützle 6th. Why Stützle so far down?
For me, it actually has to do with the people who were ahead of him. My 4 and 5 and my 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I just didn't think. Yeah. I think they were good enough where they couldn't have. I don't think they should have been dropped further than 6, and I think they were better than Stützle.
So you're 4 and 5. For context, his 4 is Jack Quinn and his 5 is Jamie Drysdale. So you think Quinn and Drysdale are both better than Tim Stützle?
Yes, and I know that's not a popular opinion, but
yeah,
the fact that
why is Quinn better? Because Quinn went 8th overall to Buffalo, projected number 12. So why Quinn so high? He's number 4 for you.
62 games, 52 goals, 37 assists, 32 penalty minutes. He's the total package. He's everything you really want in a prospect besides first overall and being Lafreniere. But, yeah, I think Quinn's number 4. And for Drysdale, 50, yes, he is a defenseman. So 56 games, 10 goals, but 40 assists, and then 24 penalty minutes. He is a heck of a defenseman. And anybody that says otherwise, they must be on something, because this kid can play.
Yeah, I have nothing against that. I don't know. Stützle definitely, I think just his shot alone puts him past Drysdale. And then the fact to me that just Stützle's skating puts him ahead of Quinn, because Quinn he doesn't skate at 100% enough, so he needs to do that more. Like in the clips I saw, he's kind of drifting by or going like 50%, not really putting as much effort as he should be putting into the play. He's actually my number 5, so we've talked about my number 3 and 4, so Stützle and Byfield. Ben's number 4 is Jack Quinn, so we just talked about that. So now we're on to number 5. So for me, obviously Jack Quinn, so 8th overall to Buffalo, projected 12. I already told you this. I have him 5th. Ben has Jamie Drysdale 5th, and he already talked about that, so I'll just justify Jack Quinn for a bit. Because I have Quinn ahead of Drysdale. Drysdale's my number 6th. And honestly, for me, Quinn is better than Drysdale because while Drysdale's like a super good defenseman, Quinn is also someone who is very good defensively, and I think combine that with his elite shot, very, very, very good stick handling and puck control, and Quinn controls play, and I feel like Drysdale doesn't control play as much, and also isn't as physical as Quinn. So Quinn uses his body to like take the puck, and yeah, he doesn't give up in puck battles. So I really like Quinn. And then Drysdale at 6. He went 6 overall to Anaheim, projected to go 6th, and I agree with their ranking and where he went. I think 6 was a great place for him to go. Not higher than all the offensive powerhouses in front of him, but high enough to make it so that that team, Anaheim, is getting a very elite defenseman his skating. Ben, Drysdale's skating is holy. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. He's back to, well, you're explaining your 6, then as we stated before, my 6 is Stützle, and
yeah, so we're up to the top 6, just to review. So for me, it's Lafreniere, Rossi, Stützle, Byfield, Quinn, and Drysdale. And then
for me, it's Lafreniere, Rossi, Byfield, Quinn, Drysdale, and Stützle.
So we have the same top 6, just in a vastly different order. Yeah. After the top 2, it kind of went crazy there, and then we're still not in sync on this one. For number 7, my pick is, or my 7th overall pick would be Seth Jarvis for Carolina. And this is based completely on skill, not on which team chose it. Like, obviously some teams need a player of that position more. We're going by like pure skill. Like, if any team had it, what the best player is at that spot. So for me, it's Seth Jarvis.
And we're also looking at what we think would make a good spot in that, and what we think is the best traits for a player.
Exactly.
This is solely on our preference. You don't have to agree with us at all. We aren't even agreeing with each other.
No, we're here to we're here to argue over players and try to justify why we put them there, and also have a bit of controversy, as Ben has Stützle going 6th, so that's kind of a controversial pick there. But for me, I have a huge jumper here. So Seth Jarvis, he went 13th overall to Carolina, projected 13th. I have him going 7th. Now for Ben, he has Alexander Holtz, who went 7th, projected to go 7th. He went 7th to the Devils. And Jarvis just barely passed up Holtz, and he passed Holtz because he just has better traits overall. He's very well-rounded skater and just overall well-rounded. He's pretty much good at everything, and he's elite at stick handling and skate. He is the fastest. He might be the fastest player in the draft. It's kind of insane how fast he is. So his skating is very elite. But his hands also, just he's so good with the puck and without the puck as well. So I think that just pushed him over Holtz, who has a pretty good shot. I had Holtz at 8, and honestly, Holtz has a very powerful and accurate shot. He just needs to pass a bit more in his shot selection, and not fantastic defensively, but other than that, he's very good. So Jarvis just pushed a bit over Holtz. Why do you have Holtz at 7 over Sanderson and Jarvis? Who Ben had Sanderson at 8 and Jarvis at 9.
Yeah, I've got Holtz at 7 because, well, he's got 62 games, 24 goals, 25 assists, 22 penalty minutes. He's an all-rounded player. I didn't really want him to go anywhere really past 9 or past any point, but I just think that this is a good, I'm not really saying it's my final decision, really. Now that I think about it, he would have been better at an 8, maybe.
Well, why do you have Holtz ahead of him?
Ahead of
Jarvis.
Jarvis, yes. I've got. Yeah, I can't really tell you that. I had already decided on most of my picks before, and then continuing researching today, I just added, and I forgot to change some earlier ones. I changed some of my later ones, and kind of wishing I had Holtz at 8 because that would have made more sense, but he's kind of in a limbo spot right now at 7 for me.
Yeah. Holtz is a very good player. His shot is insane.
Yeah. He's a good player, but he's just in a limbo spot where I'm I don't want to put him too low. Yeah. I don't want to put him too high. But then in comes Seth Jarvis. Well, actually, I've got
Sanderson at 8.
Sanderson at my 8. He's a pretty good defenseman. He's got 66 games, 9 goals, 34 assists.
Yeah. Well, what do you like about his play? Don't just list stats.
I like the fact that he's pretty he's pretty physical, but not too physical. He likes he doesn't mind getting into the scrappy areas, but he tries to avoid them.
Yeah.
But if needed, he'll do it.
Yeah.
And I really like that. And that's another reason I put him above Jarvis.
Yeah, so we have the same 7, 8, and 9. So for me, Jarvis at 7.
Our 1 through 9, we all have the.
It's the same. 1 through 6. 1 through 6 is all mixed up, and then 7 through 9 is all mixed up. So for me, Seth Jarvis at 7. I have Holtz at 8, and I have Holtz there ahead of Sanderson at 9 because with Holtz, he's just, like I said, his shot is amazing, and he has such good instincts. But then Sanderson, he went 5th overall to Ottawa. You still with me, Ben?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm here.
He went 5th overall to Ottawa, projected number 8, and then I have him going 9 because with Sanderson, the thing I like most about him is the fact that he doesn't get beat one-on-one defending. So he's so good with stick positioning, and he knows where to put it. So he's amazing with poke checks and blocking shots with his stick. The one thing about him, he cannot create offense. So I feel like Sanderson could have gone later in the draft, and I feel like a defensive defenseman is very good, but if you can get a good defense like Drysdale's a very good defenseman, but he also is a super good at generating offense, and Sanderson is not good at generating offense, and I feel like that's why he's lower on my list.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so for my 10th, moving on to 10th, I have Yaroslav Askarov.
Yeah.
But you have him at 12.
I have Askarov at 12, and then for my 10, I have Lucas Raymond, who Ben has at 12. So Raymond went 4th overall, Detroit, projected to go 4th, and I have him at 10. Ben has him at 12. And then Askarov went 11th, projected to go 9th. He went to Nashville 11. I have him at 12. Ben has him at 10. So Ben, well, and then we should probably talk about 11 as well. So 11, we have the same 11. Dylan Holloway, he went 14th to Edmonton, projected to go 18th. So why Askarov over Holloway and Raymond?
Well, Askarov, when he played in the Russian, I believe U20 it was, he was an outstanding goalie. He's amazing. And the reason I put Raymond below him is because Raymond just hasn't shown that he's an explosive player. Like he's out in limbo. He hasn't shown himself to be that good.
Yeah.
He's 77 games, 12 goals, 22 assists.
Yeah, well, the thing is, one of the things about Raymond is last season he played in, I think it was the SHL, which is most of those he was one of the younger people in the league. Like that's a league with men in it, like people who are. It's basically the Swedish NHL, but not as high quality players. But still, he's definitely not NHL ready. But I feel like if Raymond can. Or like the stuff we see from him, he's an insane playmaker. He has some of the best vision in the entire draft. Super like elite stick handling, very fast. His skating's awesome. It's just he has to get better with being physical and just being ready for the NHL. But if he can do that, I feel like he could be very good. And honestly, he could be ahead of Sanderson. Like I might no. Right now I'm switching Sanderson and Raymond because I think I like Raymond more than Sanderson. So because like I said, Sanderson's a defensive defenseman, and I feel like in this draft in a draft like this with all this high quality offensive talent, I just don't think that Sanderson, a defensive defenseman who cannot generate offense, would go above Raymond, who is one of the best playmakers in this entire draft. So Raymond at 9 for me now, Sanderson at 10. I have no regrets. And then Holloway is just kind of there. He's really
he is 11 good. For both of us. So yeah. He's it's a point where he's like he's good, but
I don't see anything wrong with his game really. He's just not elite in any category. So yeah, he's just kind of he's pretty good. Like at this point is kind of where we're dropping below like super duper elite unless players start. Well, no, Not yet, because now I have to talk about Askarov and why I put him 12th, and that's just basically because goalies, super risky pick. Honestly, goalies, they could turn out well, could not. Just in the World Juniors last year, what happened was, in the World Juniors last year, so against his own age group, he played 5 games, had a 2.71 goals against and an 877 save percentage, which is not that good. He's had good stats in the VHL, but again, that's not playing against people who are actually like NHL age. So we don't really have a good estimate about how good he'll be until he actually plays, and that's why I have him at 12th, because his talent, he's a very good goalie, but I feel like it's a safer pick to pick people who are higher offensive prowess. So Raymond, Sanderson just because he's an insane defenseman. So Raymond, Sanderson, Holloway, and then Raymond, Sanderson, and Holloway. It all makes sense to pick them before because he's a goalie, and goalies do not always pan out. Yeah.
Yeah, you try saying that to Tim Thomas. But
I'm just saying goalies don't always pan out. There's many goalies that haven't. The Islanders with their number 1 overall pick, I can't remember his name, but they signed him to an 8-year, $15 million per year, and he played 2 seasons, and then they bought him out because he was awful. So,
wasn't that Grice?
Nope.
No, Grice is actually good.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was.
Let me look at a terrible Islanders goalie. It just has every goalie that the Islanders have ever had.
Yeah, exactly. It was Rick DiPietro. Yep.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, DiPietro. Terrible.
DiPietro is.
Didn't somebody end up signing him?
Nope. DiPietro just left. Yeah.
Just saying, I'm head out.
Oh wait, here we go. All right. So he got drafted number 1 overall in NHL entry draft. I'm not seeing anything about his contract, but he was a pretty good goalie, but yeah.
They just didn't think he owned up to what he
Yeah. Also, his contract. I'm just gonna check out his contract. So, if I go to Cap Friendly, because that's the place that is good. Teams, Islanders, because I think they're still paying it off right now.
Sponsored by Cap Friendly, the place that is good.
Yeah, Rick DiPietro. So, oh my gosh. So he was signed. Yeah, it was a 15-year. It was a 4.4 or $4.5 million a year contract, and it was bought out halfway through. And yeah, he's being paid $1.5 million until 2029. So his last NHL game was in 2020, or it was in 2012, 2013. So,
and his contract was supposed to end in 9 years.
Yep. So,
and he hasn't played.
So, like I'm saying, like you could get Carey Price or you could get Rick DiPietro. No one knows. That's why I have him at 12. So he has good upside if he can pan out. Let's see. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about 13 through 15. All right, guys. This is now an hour or so after that first recording. We already recorded the end of the episode twice. The second significantly shortened because we don't have a lot of time. But Neither of them saved. So you know what we have to do? Record it again! And this time we are sure it's going to work.
Yay!
Next time we're going to be using a better recording software that will actually, not be dumb.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So, there we go. All set. So, but to finish off this episode, we do have some players to talk about. So let's get over with our 15th pick, because we both have the same player at rank number 15. That is Cole Perfetti. Pick number 10 by the Winnipeg Jets. Projected number 11. Did we both have him at 15? He's just not that good. No. He has elite stick handling. His puck skills are insane. But everything else, he just has a lot of holes in his game, except for his shot and his playmaking ability. He just has a lot of holes in his game other than that. Yeah. It stinks because if he just tried harder, he would be probably, I think he could probably be 13th if he tried harder. And if he actually played better without the puck and did all these things that he needs to do, he could actually be number 10 or 11. So yeah, it stinks because he seems like he could have been a good player, or could be if he puts in the effort, but right now he's 15th. So now we have our final two players to talk about flip-flopped. I have Seth Jarvis, or no, I don't know why all right. All right. Okay, so at my number 13th rank, I have Rodion Amirov. He was picked 15th by the Toronto Maple Leafs and was projected number 17. Ben had him 14th. Now, on the opposite side of that, Anton Lundell, picked number 12 by the Florida Panthers, projected number 10. Ben had him 13th, and I had him 14th. Ben, why Lundell over Amirov?
Well, Amirov is kind of a show-off in my book. I think, he spends way too much time trying to do all these fancy moves, but doesn't capitalize on opportunities to score. He gets those opportunities, but doesn't score.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's just because he's going up against a good goalie, or that he was trying to make a pass and just it didn't go through. Which obviously is something he'll need to work on, but I feel like he's a much better skater. Anton Lundell, one of his biggest weaknesses is his skating. And then his physicality is also kind of bad. So, while Amirov doesn't have amazing physicality, he's a better player overall. He's a better skater, knows where to be on the ice, and that matches with Lundell's elite positioning. Lundell, always in the right spot. But the problem is, with Lundell's bad skating, he won't be able to keep up in the NHL. And I feel like because the NHL, the pace is much faster now, he'll just get left behind, and he won't be able to get in the right position because he'll be too slow.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ben, your final... wait, nope, I have to... Okay, so the World Junior Selection Camps for Canada, Russia, and Sweden have all been announced. I don't know about any others, but I'm not about to go research it yet. So, for the Canada 2021 World Junior Selection Camp, we got Quinton Byfield, Drysdale, Quinn, Perfetti, Jarvis, and Holloway all in there. Russia is Amirov, and then Sweden is Holtz and Raymond. So, Ben, just read off your top 15. Just rank them.
My top 15 is, all right, Lafreniere, Rossi, Byfield, and then Quinn, Drysdale, Stützle, Holtz, Sanderson, Jarvis, Askarov, Holloway, and Raymond, then Lundell, then Amirov, then Perfetti.
All right. So on my side, we have Lafreniere, number 1. Number 2, I got Marco Rossi. 3, Tim Stützle. 4, Quinton Byfield. 5, Jack Quinn. 6th, Jamie Drysdale. 7th, Seth Jarvis. 8th, Alexander Holtz. 9th, Lucas Raymond. 10th, Jake Sanderson. 11th, Dylan Holloway. 12th, you have Yaroslav Askarov. 13th, Rodion Amirov. 14th, Anton Lundell, and 15th, rounding it up, is Cole Perfetti. So, guys, whatever platform you are listening on, whether it be Spotify, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, or you're watching the version of the call on YouTube, please subscribe. It would really help out us to feel like what we're doing is actually like interesting people and that all our hard work is going not going to nothing, because that would stink. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to this episode of our podcast. We had a great time researching this. All these players are so talented, and the clips were just super fun to watch. So, I'm Noah.
And I'm Ben. And this has been
The Tumblin Muffins.
Tumblin Muffins.
See ya!